Today we're going to do some twists. So we're going to start seated. If you've got any sort of blocks, bricks, any pillows, any sort of height, feel free to grab that. So I've got a bolster for today. And then just lift yourself up onto the bolster, brick, whatever it is, so that when we're sitting cross-legged, we've got a little bit more height into the chest. It feels like the spine could be a little bit taller, a bit longer, and there's not quite as much rounding into the back, especially the lower back. So we're open in the chest. We've got a nice tall back, gentle inhale, and then a gentle exhale. Feel a little bit heavier through the shoulders. Elbows especially feel nice and heavy as we're gently drawing those shoulder blades down. Nice big inhale, and then a big exhale. Great. So we'll slowly inhale. We're going to take the arms up tall. Reach as high as you like. And then we're going to bring this right arm over left knee. So a little gentle cross-leg twist. Bring that left arm back behind you whenever you like. You bring the gaze over the left shoulder, but just keeping that lift at the top of the head. And then gently exhaling. On your exhale, it might feel like you can go a little bit deeper, just looking towards that left shoulder. On the inhale, you're going to gain a little bit of height through the top of the head, through the whole back. And then exhale, sink into the twist a little bit more, if that is comfortable. Slowly, we're going to inhale, take the gaze back around, reach the arms as high as you like, and then take the left hand over the other side of the right knee. Bring that right hand back behind you. Maybe the gaze comes towards that right shoulder. Nice big inhale. And then a big exhale as well. Great, so breathing nice and evenly, just looking for where it's comfortable. Nice heaviness through the hips, through the knees as well, with our even breath. Big inhale, top of the head gets a little bit taller. Gently exhale, sink into the twist. Great, nice and slow. We're going to inhale, bring the gaze back around, raise up those arms as high as you like. And then gently exhaling, bringing the arms back down. We'll just swap the cross of the legs over. So we've got opposite leg in front this time. Keep that lift into the chest. We're going to interlace the fingers, turn the palms up the other way, and then raise the arms up as high as you like. And then you're going to turn this middle part of the chest so it lines up over the right knee as best as possible, but at the same time keeping that stretch through the forearms going. So we're keeping the lift through the head. You've got these arms kind of as close as they can be up above the head. It's open through the top of the back and the shoulders. And then slowly we're going to work the chest forward so it faces directly forwards, and then move that over towards the left-hand side. So the middle part of the chest, the sternum lines up with the left knee. So we're still keeping these hands as far back as possible to kind of press that chest open. Nice big inhale, big exhale. Let the shoulders release away from the ears, and then we'll take the hands down. Great, we'll interlace. We're going to take the opposite thumb on top this time, so just kind of do it normally, and then swap the thumbs, move that level of fingers up. And then we'll turn the palms up the other way, so you get a little bit of a stretch through the other forearm, a tiny bit more, and then bring that middle part of the chest towards the left knee. So lining up as best you can, really drawing those palms to be nice and high above the head. Great. Big inhale, big exhale. Feel nice and loose through the top of the back as we're pressing that chest space open. Slowly, we're going to turn round and then bring that middle part of the chest to track over the right knee. Big inhale, big exhale, great. Another big inhale. See if you can really press the chest space open, great. And then we'll exhale, release nice and slow. Just let the hands come down either side of you. Great. We'll bring the legs along. So we'll bring them out in front. Draw the toes up just for a couple of moments. Really press through the heels to come into your staff pose, Dandasana. You might have the hands back behind, so if it all feels a little bit too tight into the hamstrings, just have the hands back behind to support. You can really press this chest open. Other thing you can do is, of course, just bend the knee slightly if it just feels like it's way too much into the hamstrings. If that's all fine, maybe the hands come a little bit closer towards hips. You can always come off the height as well. You might just have the hand down either side of you or on the bolster. You can also take the hands up nice and high. Big inhale, find the length through both parts of the side body, and then we'll just take a little seated forward fold. So you might not come very far again if those hamstrings are tight. If they feel absolutely fine, then you're going to rock forwards as much as you like. Let the top of the head release down. Big inhale, big exhale. Just let the head be nice and loose in your seated forward fold. And then slowly inhaling. Draw yourself back up. Look for the legs to come out in front. We're going to take the right foot up towards you. So the right foot might come to left knee. We can cross that over the top. And then take a little tiny bit of effort through the right knee. Sometimes it feels a bit nicer to move a fraction closer. It just depends where's comfortable for you. But we can keep it at the knee for now. So just crossed over once. Nice big inhale. Raise the arms up as much as possible. Really draw those left toes towards you, pressing through the left heel. We're going to take left arm round that right knee. And then we're bringing this right hand back behind you. We'll bring a little twist as we look towards the right hand side. Nice big inhale. Big exhale. Again on that inhale, you're going to find the length through the top of the head. And then see if on the exhale there's any sense of wanting to turn the middle part of the chest and the top of the head over towards the right. Still pressing through that left heel. We haven't given up on the left toes coming up towards you, so we've got a nice big stretch through the left hamstring and the left calf as well. Big inhale, big exhale. And then we'll take another big inhale. We're going to draw the hands up nice and high. Big exhale. Just take the right arm around the right leg. You might not go quite as far as I'm going for the open twist. So left hand back behind you. Keep that stretch through the left hamstring. And then the gaze comes to the left shoulder. Great. So breathing nice and deep. Just noticing how that feels through the hips, through the back of the leg. Hold back. And the top of the head and the neck. Nice big inhale. We're going to raise the arms up. Uncross the leg. Just take the feet long again back into your Dandasana as we're reaching those hands as high as you can. Keep the shoulders away from the ears if you can. And then we'll swap to the other side. So left leg comes up a little bit closer. So left foot to right knee. Might stay here. Might feel really comfortable to do that. Otherwise, just cross that over. And then maybe even draw that a little bit tighter. You can always keep it by the knee if that's more comfortable. Big inhale. Raise the arms, raise the toes. Press through that right hamstring. We're taking the right arm around left knee to start with. And then this left hand comes back behind you. Open into the chest. Keep the head tall. And then gently exhale. Bring the gaze over left shoulder. So breathing nice and deep. Just looking for a little gentle twist, especially conscious that the lower back is nice and comfortable. And then we're breathing nice and deeply. Great. Slowly, we'll inhale. Take the arms up as tall as you like. We'll swap the other way. So left arm comes round that left leg. Open twist, bring the right hand back behind you, and then bring that gaze towards the right shoulder. Still drawing those right toes up so the whole back side of the leg, the right leg, is nice and engaged or more stretched, while the gaze is looking towards right shoulder. Big inhale, top of the head gets that a little bit taller, and then on your exhale, just see if it's comfortable to sink into the twist at all. Maybe it's not quite as comfortable, in which case you're going to back out slightly, release from the twist. Or just working as deep is as comfortable for you. Perfect. So we'll slowly release on the next inhale. We'll turn back round. Take the arms tall, uncross the legs, just stretch through both of those heels again. Big inhale. Big exhale, let the shoulders release away from the hips. And then we're going to again bring this right knee up towards you, but then we're going to take the right foot a little bit closer towards the hip. And then we'll take the right knee down and away from you. It's going towards head to knee pose, Janusarasana. So we can start to raise the arms up nice and high. Keep the heaviness through this right knee. The other thing you can do is prop it up with a block. It just feels a bit too tight through the top side of the right leg. Big inhale, reach, and then big exhale, taking that as far forward as you want. So it's similar to a seated forward fold. You're really working it as far as is comfortable for you. So if the hamstring is really tight and it's all a bit too uncomfortable in the back of the leg, then by all means bring the hands back behind you. Take a bit of lift into the chest. It's not going to be quite as much of a hamstring stretch. You're going to feel more supported and we're not going to hurt the lower back. That's all if it's just far too tight. If it feels fine and we're nice and open, then we've either got hands just at the thigh, the knee, the shin. Might even find that you want to bring the hands right the way over and the top of the head forwards as well. And if you need a little bit more length, you can even take a block or a book or something and place that just beyond the foot. It feels like you need just a little bit more length to grab onto. Slowly releasing. We're always hinging from the hips, so it feels like the chest leads the clothes forwards. It's not that we're kind of rounding massively through the back to get the top of the head down. That can come if it's comfortable towards the end, but it's towards the end of the stretch. We're just making sure that we're not putting out our lower back for the sake of just getting the head down, which is normally how we can end up injuring ourselves. So breathing wherever you are, looking to be as comfortable as possible. And then slowly walking our way back up just before we release this right leg, keeping that sense of heaviness through the right leg. We'll inhale. We're going to line up this this middle part of the chest towards the right knee as much as possible, and then taking yourself as far forward as you want to. So again, you might find actually it's better to have these hands back behind you for a bit of support. If you want that sense of closing off, you're going to take the hands as far forwards as you like, and that chest again is going to lead the close forwards, hinging from the hip. So it's a little bit of a sort of different head to knee pose with a little baby twist in there as well. Always with a twist, we're just going as far as it's comfortable, so it's not quite so much about really forcing your way into the pose, which is breathing nice and evenly. Feeling as heavy as possible through those key points, through the hips, the knees, top of the head. We're always making sure the back is as comfortable as possible. Perfect. So slowly, we're going to walk the hands back up. Inhale to draw the hands up high. We'll bring the right foot or right knee up as well. Extend that right foot long. Keep the hands high. Then Dasana, staff pose again. So reach. Notice if there's any changes to the hip, the leg. And we'll bring the left foot up this time. Might stay at that knee. Otherwise, draw it up a little bit closer towards the hip. And then gently exhaling, looking for the left knee to release away from you. Great. Well, bring this left foot kind of as close as you can towards the inside of the right thigh. Really flex those right toes up towards you, pressing away through the right hip. Big inhale, hands up high, reach. Maybe the hands are back behind to bring that space into the chest, or just feels way too much into the lower back. You just kind of keep the hands back behind and then stay nice and open. If the back feels fine, feels like you can come forward, hinge from the hip, lead from the chest, take the hands as far forwards as you want to go, and the top of the head's going to gently release. So that rounding of the back is the last thing to happen after it feels like you've kind of gone as far forwards as comfortable for you. At the same time, got a nice heaviness through the left knee, so that inside of the left leg is just going to gently release. Great, so stick with the breath. As we slowly walk it back up, take a nice big inhale. Reach the arms up high. And then we're taking that chest towards the left knee this time, so line it up as best as you can manage. Maybe the hands come back behind, and you might find that even the twist is actually a little bit improved by having hands back behind you for a few moments. Once that line up is there, maybe the arms come up high, and then you take yourself as far forward as you like. Really checking, especially the right side of the hips, this doesn't start to lift up. We're still even and rooted in both sides of the hip. It feels like we can come as far forwards as you want to. So it's always the comfort we're looking for. We're not looking for any kind of forcing. Great, so slowly releasing. With each exhale, just looking for a pleasant stretch, especially through the right hamstring, through the lower back as well. We've got a pleasant twist. Great, give yourself the last couple of breaths. And then we'll gently start to walk the hands up a little bit closer towards you. Bring the chest back so it's forwards again. We'll re-straighten the leg, unbend the leg even. Take it up nice and long. Dandasana staff pose one last time, so reach those heels away. Maybe the arms are up high. Nice and tall. Big exhale, shoulders away from ears. Just find that length through the hamstring, and then we'll take another little seated forward fold. So just seeing how far it's comfortable for you to come forwards. Maybe there's a little bit of an improvement, but it feels exactly the same. Slowly exhaling as you release the top of the head down. Lower back should be nice and comfortable. Perfect. So we'll slowly start to walk hands back up again. Bring the hands back behind you. You're going to bend the knees. Actually head towards hero pose. If you've got a block or a brick, that's really useful. So what we're going to do is kind of come back to a knee. So if you don't have any blocks or bricks, probably what's most effective or safest is just to come up to sit on the heels. If that all feels fine, then you can sit on the tops of the feet. So it feels like there's a little bit of lift into the hips. If that all feels totally fine, then we can start to make a little gap as the knees stay together, but we sort of sit back slightly in between the feet. So it feels like the heels can kind of sit just to the outside of the hips. If you've got a block, usually very helpful, because we can sit on the block to help lift ourselves up, so it's not quite so strong into the hips. So it feels like we can nice and release, but we're a little bit more supported. So again, any of these options are fine. So that might be sitting on the heels, we might be tops of the feet, or you might be going for that supported heroes. What we generally want to check is it feels like the knees are nice and straight. So if there's any sense of twisting or pain in the knee, please back out. Go for one of the easier options where it doesn't feel like there's any knee pain. And we also hopefully get a sense of lifting through the chest. So it's usually quite from the top half of the body is very similar to cross-leg position when we're in a supported pose. We don't have any sense of closing up or rounding into the back. We're nice and tall, lifting into the chest. And again, we can raise the arms up nice and high. And then gently exhale. Double checking those knees are together. We're going to bring right arm just the other side of the left knee, coming into a little twist, a bit like we did at the start. And then take this left hand back behind you. And then gaze over that left shoulder. Keep the top of the head nice and tall. Middle part of the chest just gently works around. So breathing nice and evenly. And then we'll slowly raise the arms up high. Big exhale. We're going to take the left hand over that right knee. Right hand comes back behind as far as you like. Keep this lift through the chest, through the back. Middle part of the chest works its way towards the right, and then maybe the gaze comes over the right shoulder. Big inhale. Big exhale. Good. So breathing nice and evenly. Just seeing if it's comfortable to sink that little bit deeper on your exhale. And then exhale. Nice inhale. You're going to raise the arms up on that next inhale. Take them up as high as you like, and then gently exhale. Release the arms back down. Just see if there's maybe one little bit that we can balance out in our hero's pose. So double checking that the hips are square, the knees are square, the tops of the feet have an even amount through them, and we've got this lift through the top of the head. Great. So after a couple of breaths, we're going to come forwards. We'll bring the weight out of the hips. Just pop any blocks, bricks, bolsters, anything just over to the side. And then we're going to roll on over, head to our backs. Look for the knees to come upwards. And then we'll go to a little twist on each side. So just put that right knee in towards you. Take the left foot long. And then we're going to take the right knee across the body. Right arm might stay just by the mat for today. So we're looking for that little twist into the lower back, but also a really gentle stretch into the lower glutes. Gently breathing. Right, we'll slowly bring to centre. Give the right knee a little hug in towards the chest. We'll swap the legs over, so left knee comes in nice and tight this time. And then we'll take left knee across the body towards the ground as far as it wants to go. Left arm might be long, that might stay on the mat, and then gently working the lower back and the left glute. Nice, gentle exhale, seeing if the knee wants to come any closer towards the ground. Doesn't really matter how far it comes to the ground. Just feeling that we're slowly loosening up through the body. Breathing nice and deep. Great. We'll bring the left knee back round. Straighten out both the legs. Just take the palms to be face up for a few moments. Big inhale. Big exhale. Feel heavy through the whole body. Really notice the lower back, the hips, the chest, the top of the head, all the parts that we've sort of worked through today. And just give yourself a few breaths to release through the whole. So nice and slow. Beginning to take some movement into your hands and your feet as you just take that next in-breath a little bit deeper. Starting to stretch through the heels, maybe taking the hands up above the head, reaching through the whole body. Big inhale, big exhale. As we slowly draw one knee in towards the chest, followed by the other knee. Again, nice and tight. And then we're going to roll to one side whenever you like. Gently pressing through the hands, heading to a comfortable seated position, whichever one works for you. And then lift nicely into the chest, feel again heavy through the hips as you draw. Hands into the chest, take the biggest, deepest breath of all day. And big exhale as well. Stay. Thanks so much for joining. Hope you enjoyed. And hopefully see you again very soon. Thank you.